I'm Gabe Joel, and this is Comic Smack, your weekly daily all the time, anytime comic show where I give you your fix, everything you need to know from the world of comic books and superheroes. And on today's show, we are taking a closer look at the Despicable Deadpool issue number 290. Is the clock ticking down for Cable? Will he finally meet his end? Well, the cover says yes, so probably. So let's hop on in together and find out what happens next, shall we? So as we open up the comic, we once again check on in with Deadpool and Cable. So far, every attempt they've made to try and use time travel to square Deadpool's debt with Stryfe, Cable's evil brother, have blown up in their face on a massive scale. Now they've decided to lay low in one of Deadpool's old safe houses to think up their next plan of action. You'll notice Deadpool's hideout is in an abandoned subway tunnel, very much like the Punisher's was in that Punisher Warzone movie. Cable, being thoroughly out of ideas, is taking options from Old Man Cable, aka Omega Cable, aka a geriatric version of himself from the far-flung future. Old Cable absolutely hates Deadpool, by the way, too, and thinks that his younger self should basically cut and run on him the first chance he gets. If nothing else, though, talking to himself does give Cable an interesting idea, and for that our two heroes are once again going to have to jump to the far future. It would seem that in the year 2084, mankind managed to weaponize global warming, and from there everything pretty much went to hell. Eternal darkness and eternal ice, all that good stuff. Now, for your regular human, this pretty much sucks, but for the vampires that have taken over the surface of New York, it's a frickin' festival. Oh hey, it's like the plot of that Vincent Price movie, Omega Man, or I Am Legend for all of you younger folks out there. What's especially funny is that it turns out these vampires are descendants of none other than Deadpool's ex-wife Shikla the Monster Queen and Dracula the King of the Vampires, implying that somehow even this end of the world is Deadpool's fault when you really break it down. But why are he and Cable here, you might be asking? Well, they gotta check out Grand Central Station, which in the future we soon discover is actually a waypoint and hub for wayward Cable surfing the streams of time. Why, it's a veritable council of cables. We got a robot Cable, we got a couple Skrull Cables, we got a Fantastic Four Cable, the gang's all here. This stronghold also just so happens to be home to some manner of chronal bullet train, so Deadpool and Cable can go even further into the future, further than Cable has ever gone before. But again, the question needs to be asked, why are we doing this? Well, you remember, to square his debt with Stryfe, Deadpool needed to collect the heart of his friend Cable. Can't just be any heart too from any universe or any timeline. Stryfe would know. Because of that, the two heroes have concocted a plan to meet Old Man Omega Cable. He is most definitely 100% an older version of the Cable we've been dealing with up until now, and also a Cable that everyone knows dies of natural causes anyway. And because he's been shown to be a very surly dick, even more so than his younger counterpart, Deadpool has no problem capping him and quite literally cutting out the heart from his chest. This also means that our heroes finally have what they need to confront Stryfe. They hope that the heart will get them close enough to the time-traveling bad guy so they can stop him once and for all, and it's right there the comic ends. So that was Despicable Deadpool 290, everybody, and believe it or not, I think this comic will stand as a perfect example about how you can have as much time-traveling, monster fighting, and wisecracking in a book as you want, and yet at the end of the day, you can still turn in something that's ultimately pretty boring. Also, from the description that I gave from the book up until now, you would be hard-pressed to know that this was actually a Deadpool book and not a Cable book, as Cable does 90% of actually moving the story forward. It's actually pretty amazing how Deadpool has become a second fiddle in the book that bears his name. I mean, was this whole first arc back not supposed to explain how Wade is dealing with the effects of the Secret Empire and how he's become a darker version of himself once again? Heck, in this issue alone, Deadpool basically says if we're jumping around time anyway, why don't we go back and warn everyone about Captain America? Oh no, wait, can't do that. That might actually be a more interesting story. Overall, I'd give this one a 5 out of 10. I forgot about it moments after I finished reading it. So that's Deadpool, everybody. I hope you enjoyed it, and as always, why not take a look at some of these other comics I have on offer. Then you can follow me on Twitter so you always know what new videos I got coming out next. And hey, if you like my work and are feeling in a supportive mood, don't forget to become a patron. Patrons get exclusive access to videos and content before anyone else, and they can do so for as little as $1 a month. And until next time, everyone, this has been Gabe Joel. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all again later. Bye-bye.